Today we're going to look at systematic and scoping reviews. A systematic review is an attempt to locate and summarize all available evidence for a specific question in order to guide decisions and practices. The searching for a systematic review should be exhaustive. The search should be replicable and should include a search of multiple databases. You can also consider searching gray literature. Gray literature is anything that hasn't officially been published, like conference proceedings. For the appraisal of a systematic review, quality assessment is generally included, but it may also include the risk of bias measure. A meta-analysis is a type of a systematic review. Think of it as a systematic review with numbers. Some systematic reviews will include a meta-analysis, which use statistical methods to combine the results of independent studies. If you decide to conduct a meta-analysis, it's highly recommended that you have either a statistician or biostatistician on your team, depending on your particular topic. The purpose of a scoping review is to explore the extent and nature of a research activity related to a broad question. A scoping review can also be used to identify research gaps in a particular topic. The search should be comprehensive and should include a search of multiple databases. Search should also be replicable, and you should consider using gray literature. For the appraisal of a scoping review, you don't typically include quality assessment. The Hardin Library can provide 4 different levels of service if you are considering doing a systematic or a scoping review or meta-analysis. The first level of service that we can provide is training on any of our databases or how to use EndNote. We can also assist you with identifying the proper databases to search depending on your specific topic. The second level of service is to review any completed search strategies. The third level of service is to collaborate with you to build an effective search strategy. And the fourth level of service, we can provide you with assistance when you're developing your protocol. We can design and conduct all of the search strategies. We can remove duplicate citations. We can manage the citations for you. We can also assist with the writing of the manuscript by writing our portion of the methodology section. For the third level of service, we ask for an acknowledgement, and for the fourth level of service, we ask for co-authorship. So the timeline is generally a year to 18 months. It's recommended that you have a team of 2 or more. It's also highly recommended that you create a protocol before you begin your project. The Hardin Library has a protocol worksheet that you can use. It's also highly recommended that you become familiar with citation management software, for example, EndNote, any screening tool that you might want to use when you get to the screening phase of your project. So to ensure maximum retrieval, sensitive searches are customary for systematic and scoping reviews. Term harvesting and testing of terms is important. You'll want to use a combination of subject headings and keywords. You want to search at least 3 bibliographic databases, and 2 must be PubMed and Embase. Be aware that developing the database search strategies may take several weeks or months. The use of database filters are discouraged, though there are exceptions depending on your topic, and you might want to include gray literature. Again, gray literature is anything that hasn't been officially published, such as conference proceedings or clinical trials. So some resources for searching. The first resource that you want to use are literature databases such as PubMed or Embase, Cochrane, CINAHL, PsycInfo, or any other databases that are appropriate to your topic. You can also search reference lists from relevant papers. You can search citation databases for citing reference searching, such as Scopus or Web of Science. You can look at clinical trials registries that looks at studies in progress. You can also do a search for other gray literature such as conference reports or dissertations. So for managing and screening your records, it's important to have at least 1 independent reviewer on your team. The first phase of the screening process involves reviewing the titles and abstracts. The second phase of the screening process, you'll read the full article for all citations that were kept after phase 1. We recommend that you use EndNote for organizing, deduping, and finding full text for all of your citations. And it's very important to document the screening process, especially the reasons for excluding any citations, using a Prismaflow diagram. So when you're writing your manuscript, it's very important in the methodology section that you include a list of all the databases that were searched, the start and end date for all database searches, who developed and conducted the searches, and list any supplementary approaches that were used. For example, did you review any reference lists? Did you do any cited reference searching? Did you search any clinical trials registries? Did you use a related citation feature in PubMed? Did you contact any individuals? It's very, very important that you list all supplementary approaches to your searching. It's also very important to include a Prismaflow diagram in your manuscript. You should also include a full search strategy for at least one database, including any filters that were used so the search can be replicated. But note that while it's preferable to include all database search strategies in a manuscript, that decision is ultimately up to the publisher. At the very least, your publisher should include the PubMed search strategy. It's also very important to maintain an archive of all of your search strategies. And then for more information, the Hardin Library does have a systematic review subject guide. We also have a gray literature subject guide. And if you are interested in conducting a systematic or a scoping review or a meta-analysis, it's very important you contact your liaison. Every college at the University of Iowa, every department at the University of Iowa has a liaison. So please contact your liaison before you get started on your project.